Okay, thanks for coming, everyone. Usual broadcast first, and then we'll turn cameras off for written press. And with that, Andy, good to see you again for the third or fourth time this week.
Jose, you've walked in smiling today. Is this the football fan in you that's excited about the start of the new season finally? You've got a smile on your face.
No, we were having a joke outside. Nothing to do with that. But yes, I'm...
Oh, so you're actually miserable still?
No, it's okay. The real football starts tomorrow. No one of the big leagues in Europe started yet. No Spain, no Italy, no Germany, no Portugal. So I think everybody is waiting for tomorrow. So finally people has proper football. Some in the stadium, some at home on TVs, but proper football starts tomorrow.
Are you comfortable with starting this early in August?
Well, I think could start a week later, especially because the first four fixtures are one per week. So when during the season we have to play almost every week, 3 times a week, I think wouldn't be a problem to start 1 week later, and then one of these weeks to have 2 fixtures. I think would be better to have a proper holiday for everybody. We had, but not everybody had, and to have a proper pre-season. Some had, we hadn't. Is a choice you have to make. But I think the ideal thing for the players that have to play so many matches during the season, I think the ideal thing for them is to have proper holiday and proper pre-season.
Did all of your first team squad train fully today, and are they all available for selection?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm serious, I don't know.
Were you at training today?
Sorry?
Were you at training today? Did everybody train today?
No, it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's happening after, okay. So is Diego going to train today?
I don't know. I promise you, I don't know.
When will you know? At 5 o'clock?
No. 4:45. I have to know.
Will it be a problem for you if he's not fit this weekend?
I have Remy and Falcao. I go with Remy and Falcao like I did in other matches, like I did last season so many times, Remy and Drogba. But obviously, he's a top striker. Everybody wants top strikers. He's such an important player for us, not just for the goals he scored, but also for the football he produces, and also for the mentality he helps to create in the team. So obviously, I cannot say I don't need him. But you know my profile. I don't like to speak about injured players after matches when things go wrong. Is the last thing I do is to remember that we played without this one or without that one. Let's see. I think he's going to train with the team. That's what I think. His reaction after that and his decision to be confident to play is another story.
Is there a little bit in the back of your mind that thinks you might need to buy a striker because of his problem? Definitely not.
No, we brought Falcao because we know that we need 3. We need protection to these situations. 3 is the perfect number, and we have 3. So
you've got 2.5 if he's not fit.
Well, but the half when he plays is 1.5. So compensates because he's a fantastic player.
I know you don't want to inflame the situation with Everton, but did John Terry actually do anything wrong this week in answering a question and mentioning a player once in 2 hours of media interviews?
You know, my feeling is just one, and I'm not speaking about Everton or Stones, or I'm just speaking in general. If I could I would speak with you once in a month. And there are other people in football, if they could, they would have a press conference every day. And I don't want to say anything else.
Has anything changed on your search for a left back?
No. It's something that is easy to agree in between all of us in the club. It's not a situation where the manager says one thing and the board says, no, you are wrong, you don't need, and the technical director says, yes, we need. Is a basic thing. We have only Aspilicueta. We need a left back. I know that. The board knows that. We all know that. And my feeling is that we are going to have one. But obviously, there is not only one left back in football world. There are more. There are different options, and we will decide when it's possible to decide.
Chelsea haven't won a pre-season game in 90 minutes, but that's not to say there haven't been positives in your performances. Does pre-season form play any role in what happens in the opening weeks of the league season?
Well, if you ask me if I would prefer to win all five, I have to say yes. You know me, you know that I like to win even in friendly matches, so there is no point to come here now and to say, oh, it doesn't matter, and I'm very happy with all the 5 results, because you know me, and I go for the true. It's also true that it's not the most important thing, and it's also true that in some of these matches we didn't even try to win. Charity Shield is a different story, because obviously we tried to win. But for example, against Fiorentina, the point was to give minutes to the players, to give between 45 and 65 to some, to protect the others, and to give them a maximum of 30. So no problem about 4 or 5 matches without a victory in 90 minutes, no problem. But if you ask me if I want to play better, defend better, create more, score more, yes, I want. And we are going to do that. And now the fact that we are going to have 4 weeks only with 1 match per week has the negative side of it that I tried to explain before. But the positive side of it is that you can have complete weeks to work properly. So we play Saturday. The next match will be Sunday. So we have more than a week to work. And then the next match against West Brom, the 3rd fixture, I think is a Monday. I think it's a Monday, if I'm not wrong. So we have again a week to do it. So no problem.
Final one from me. What would constitute a successful season for Chelsea?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because, you know, it depends not just about you. It's not just about you. It's also about the others. And you can have a good season and somebody was better than you. And I don't consider that a failure. I don't consider that a bad season. A bad season is if you don't perform. A bad season is if you are so bad that in October you are 15 points behind the leader, and you lose every cup, and you arrive in March and you have no chance to win nothing. Another thing is that you do a good season, you progress in the cups, or at least at some. In the championship you compete at the highest level against the top teams, and then if somebody was better than you, a little bit better, a couple of points more than you, 1 goal more than you in the knockout phase, then I don't think it's a failure. I just think credit to the others. So let's try to be a good team, and let's try to be here in March, April, and speaking about the possibility of winning something.
How How are you concerned in terms of Eden Hazard, who almost every week is a target from the defender? Are you concerned this year how you can protect him?
Well, I'm concerned, but it's a question that if you repeat the same question in 2 weeks' time or in 1 month's time, the situation will be the same. You know that the best players all around the world, they are players that opponents they care about. After that, there are some cultures where the nature of the game protects more these top players, and in some other competitions is different. I think in England the competitive mentality, people like some aggressivity in the game. The referees, they go in that direction. They have that philosophy behind them, and in the top of that, Eden is clean. No dives, no simulation, no crying. He's just a kid that plays his game in a pure way. But let's think that everything will go well.
Matt. Jose, last season at Swansea, after beating them 5-0, he described it as a perfect game.
Yeah.
How far is your team from that standard?
A perfect game and Swansea not perfect, and Swansea with problems. In that game, they had 2 or 3 midfield players that couldn't play. They had problems, and everything went perfect for us. This happened a couple of times during a season. Normally a couple of times for you and once against you. Happened against us at Tottenham. Every time they were going to our goal was a goal, and happens in our favor in that game where at half time was 4 and could be 6 or 7. So I don't think it's a game to bring and to think that something similar can happen. I don't believe.
Do you think your team can reach that kind of standard?
Of course, but I repeat, that kind of standard happens once in a while. Is not regular, especially in the Premier League. It's not normal that a team wins 5-0 3 times a month. Happens once in a while. But of course, yes, I think will happen for sure a couple of times.
Rob.
Jose, are you not a little concerned about Diego Costa's long-term injury and fitness rate?
Well, what can I say? I prefer a player situation where the player is never injured, the player never has problems, and the player has top level during 10 months of competition, obviously. But there is nobody to blame, and that is very important. I can't blame the player because the player works hard, and I have to be fair, harder than before. The medical department, I completely trust in them, so I have nobody to blame. So calm and be positive and believe that he will be with us for many matches. And as I was saying before, I prefer a top player like him, and when he's ready, and many times he's ready, he makes a real difference, than to have a player that is always available and is just a little bit better than myself. So no problem.
You won the title with 87 points last season. You've already said that you think a smaller total will be.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's just a feeling, or maybe it's just a way to say that I believe that the teams that are not title contenders, they are going to be stronger, and because they are going to be stronger, they are going to win more points. And I believe that the gap between the top and the others will be shorter, and I believe that will be something more normal to happen, that we lose matches. We top teams lose matches, and because of that I have the feeling that maybe less points is enough to win the title, but maybe I'm wrong. It's just a reflection.
Two more. Yes.
With the competitiveness of the league in mind, this season, are we going to see more of Fabregas starting just behind the striker rather than the central midfield, as we've seen in some of the preseason games? Is that your intention this season?
No. Number 10, I have only Oscar. He's the only number 10 that we have. Part of it, William can play there, Fabregas can play there, even Hazard can play there, but Fabregas is not a pure number 10, so he plays there for sure. He will play many matches for sure, but he's a midfield player more than a player to play behind the striker.
Wally, last one.
Josie, the Manchester United manager has said he's going to drop his first choice goalie for the start of the season because of the speculation around his future. Does that give an advantage to yourselves and the other three teams you think are in the title race?
I think Man United has a fabulous squad, and I don't think any player not playing one game or a couple of matches that is going to make any difference. I look at them as such a strong squad that I don't see a problem.